Hi everybody, my name is Anthony Anter, and this is the first in a 12-part series of tutorials. And the first one we're going to go through is the 10 steps to mainframe agility. I'm going to walk you through the 10 steps and how you could transform your mainframe offering into an agile platform that all of your developers will be delighted to work on. So first, a little bit about me. I was the director of engineering at a major bank and credit card company for the last 7 years. As part of that, I led a DevOps transformation on the distributed side. At some point, our management came to us and said that we needed to transform the mainframe as well. And so I spent the next couple of years bringing tooling, agility, and all of the benefits of DevOps onto the mainframe. From 2018 to 2020, we actually led a complete transformation on our mainframe that involved over 500 application teams and 3,500 engineers. And what I want to do is explain the 10 steps to you and how you can transform your mainframe. So what do the 10 steps to true mainframe agility mean to you and your organization? I'm sure you have a lot of people telling you need to go faster, you need to be better, you need to push more code into production. I'm sure your business is putting pressure on you, right? This is going to transform your mainframe. This is going to allow your mainframe to be competitive in the market with the rest of your distributed applications. And this is going to bring you speed, savings, and agility onto your mainframe platform. To be competitive today in today's market, you can't delay. You have to move forward and make sure that all your platforms are automated and are moving at the same speed. Now, I'm going to go through these 10 steps, but if you want to read them for yourself or get more information, there's a link at the bottom of this slide that you can go to that will allow you to download the 10 steps and you can read it for yourself. So what are the 10 steps? I'm going to go through in detail each of the 10 steps, but let's go through them at a high level right now. Step 1, determine your current and desired state. Step 2, modernize your mainframe development environment. Step 3, adopt automated testing. Step 4, provide developers with graphical, intuitive visibility into existing code and data structure. Step 5, empower developers at all skill and experience levels to deliver high-quality code with less friction. Step 6, initiate training in and adoption of agile processes. Step 7, leverage operational data across the development, testing, and production lifestyle. Step 8, deploy true Agile/DevOps-enabling source code management functions. Step 9, automate deployment of code into production. And finally, step 10, enable coordinated cross-platform continuous delivery. Now, what do each one of those steps mean? Let's go into a little bit more detail about each one. Step 1, determine your current and desired state. All of these steps are equal, but this one is what will determine the success or failure of your project. You have to get off on the right foot. You need to first determine where you're at and where you want to go. Be realistic in your assessment of your current system and what it can and cannot do, and your future system and what you want it to do. You need to take all the warts that your current system has and admit them, as well as look at some of the things that you do well, and make sure that you build all those good things into the new system that you're going to build. Lastly, don't settle for less. If you want your current system or your future system to do something, there's nothing that you can't accomplish. So don't settle for this has always been done that way. Make sure that you're pushing the envelope and pushing the boundaries. Communication with your community is also key. You need to work with your community to define these plans. You can't create this in a silo. Share your plan and your goals with your community, with your application teams, with your administration teams, so that they know where you're going and what you're doing. And be clear about what you need. If you need your teams to help you test, to validate, to do whatever you need them to do, communicate that early and often. Last, build cross-functional teams with mutual goals that you could partner with. Those partners will be key as you push this project along and to help you deliver your ultimate DevOps transformation. Step 2, modernize your mainframe development environment. Today, there's a lot of teams that are using ISPF 3270 screens, green screens, and there is no reason for that. You have tools, Topaz Workbench, Visual Studio Code. You can change your developer's experience and environment and give them that single pane of glass that will increase that experience and allow them to do things like source code editing, debugging, fault diagnosis, compare files, all those things that modern distributed developers take advantage of and use. Your mainframe developers can do that. And this will help attract that younger generation of developers that you want. So you need to modernize your development environment. You can see the success in this because you'll be able to see better metrics. You'll be able to have continuous feedback coming from that. And your ability to recruit and train people will increase based on the fact that you now have a modern development environment that engineers are used to. Step 3, just like step 1, this is a key step in determining your transformation and making it a success. Adopt automated testing. Incremental testing allows developers to quickly shift all of those bugs, all those things that would go into production. It allows them to shift that left. It's going to reduce your reliance on manual testing, and it's going to empower your engineers to be able to take control of their applications and be able to make sure that the code that they're pushing down the pipe is the best code that they possibly can. This is the single biggest boost to productivity that you can put into your Agile transformation. The single biggest pillar in any project is the testing. It takes the longest and it takes the most effort. If you can automate that, then this is where you'll see the most productivity gains. Like I said, all of the steps are important, but this step is a key to really bringing that. You'll be able to drop code more frequently. You're going to see that your errors are going to shift left and they're going to get caught earlier and more often in your pipeline. And you're going to have a much easier syndication of all your code. Step 4, provide developers with graphical, intuitive visibility into existing code and data structures. Today, a lot of mainframes have very large, very complex code that it takes it's all understood with tribal knowledge, and you had to have been there 25 years in the past to understand where it came from and how it developed over time. And that leads to not being able to bring in new developers to quickly onboard people. You need to be able to visibly map your existing code and data structure so that new engineers coming in don't have to go through that ramp up time. There's no reason to have old monolithic code that no one understands or no one knows. You can prepare new devs quickly and easily and show your existing application, all of the pieces, all of the app logic, all those things that you need to bring them on board. If you can reduce the amount of time that it takes to bring new developers on, then you're on your way to Agile success. Also, it will give your engineers more insight into runtime behaviors and dynamics of your mainframe applications. And last but not least, it'll help your developers, if they understand the whole project and how everything interacts, it'll help them estimate their time better. Step 5, empower developers at all skill levels and experience levels to deliver high quality code with less friction. Mainframe is the back end to all of your business systems. It's where all of the data lives. Mobile, web, all of these things are great and they drive a lot of value, but they're a facade. The actual power of most companies lies on their mainframe and their data systems. The mainframe is incredibly important to be up, performant, enabled, and not have any issues or problems. You cannot experience a high rate of error on your mainframe platform. In order to do that, you need to automate, you need to test, you need to put all of those pieces in place that allows your engineering community to deliver high quality code no matter what. It shouldn't be just your SME who can deliver high quality code. It should be any of your developers at any skill level. They should be the ones who can deliver that code, send it down the pipe, and your business should feel assured that the quality will maintain the same. You can increase code coverage. You're going to see quality go up. You're going to reduce the number of error cycles. You're going to have a quantifiable boost in performance once you enable step 5. Step 6, initiate training in and adoption of Agile processes. If you're going to go Agile and you're going to provide all this automation, then your application teams, the developers, everyone involved needs to understand how Agile works. You can't just flip a switch overnight and Monday I'm waterfall and Tuesday I'm Agile. It doesn't work that way. You need to initiate training and get people to understand how Agile works. Ensure the right development environment and teams are in place. This allows your developers to feel a part of the transformation, as well as enables them for the new tooling, for the new automation, for the new method of delivery that's going to come. You can measure this pretty easily by targeting the percentage of dev test staff completing Agile training. That's an easy thing to measure. Most organizations who go through this and go through an Agile transformation have the ability to do that. You can also start mapping out your Agile maturity for each team, as well as their rate of delivery. That'll give you a good indication about where you need training, who needs additional training, and where your bottlenecks are. Step 7, leverage operational data across the development, testing, and production lifecycle. Using operational data helps you to shift left and see those errors that you're going to see in production a lot earlier. You want those operational tools in place so that you can see any code issues or any development issues that you might have as you push further down the line in your pipeline. You want to make sure that you have that data and feed it back into your pipeline so that your development community knows if they're pushing a change down the pipeline, that it's going to affect something. The further left you can shift that, the better off you're going to be. Early detection of these avoids any kind of CPU spikes, it reduces bends in production, and it reduces your mean time to recover. So all those things are data that you want earlier and often in your pipeline. Step 8, deploy true Agile DevOps-enabling source code management functions. A modern end-to-end Agile SCM is going to be key in this transformation. It's going to allow your team at all skill levels to be able to transform its code, do its job, and allow you to fulfill those business requirements quickly and easily. And while you're in the pipeline, automated change management eliminates a lot of those manual steps that you need to as you're going down the pipeline. You can increase parallel development. You can quickly understand the scope and size of changes, and you can reduce your code approvals and delays in your change management by automating this step. Step 9, automate deployment of code into production. You want to quickly and reliably get any new code into production as fast as you can, but you want to make this a consistent process. Automation gets the human error out of this. It allows you to push that code into production. It allows you to quickly push that code into production and pinpoint any issues immediately as soon as you push it in there. This is a key step in transforming your mainframe into an Agile component. You don't want people manually pushing code. You want to automate those code deployments into production. It's going to give you faster rollouts. It's going to reduce the amount of errors that you see as you push code, and it's going to reduce the amount of personal effort that you do. Most production rollouts are after hours, and you don't want to have your people online all the time. Automating this will help make this faster, easier, and again, it will increase developer experience. Last but not least, enable coordinated cross-platform continuous delivery. You want to reuse those existing pipelines that you have on the distributed DevOps side where you can, including your mainframe and all those cross-platform projects, and in any projects that are going on is going to be key to fulfilling your business needs. You don't want to have silos in your platforms. You want to be able to have a project that can deploy mobile, web, mainframe, database, API changes, anything that you might want. You want to have that in a single set of pipelines in a single shot. There's no reason why you have to separate these out into different platforms and different silos. All this can be done continuously, and it can be done together. You can work on related code in parallel. You can increase your communication across your enterprise, and you can reduce the amount of fallout that you're going to see as you try to coordinate multiple platforms. All these things can happen if you coordinate this across a single set of pipelines that you're doing. Thank you very much. and I appreciate everyone's time and listening to this tutorial. More tutorials to follow. Thank you.